I also know that she felt like her family had done everything that they could. She left that in a note to us, but that she was a burden. And so when I have the opportunity to talk to anyone that's dealing with depression or suicidal thoughts, I emphatically tell them that they are not a burden. Okay, so my sweet sister Megan. So she's been gone a little bit over a year, and she passed away at the age of 40. And I was the older sister. I often share that when my mom handed me this baby girl, I didn't think I was her sister anymore. I thought I was her mama. And I think from that moment on, there was a special bond for us. But growing up was difficult for her. She faced some of the challenges that many people face. She dealt with some effects of sexual abuse and a learning disability and a divorce. And she was like talented in all the ways that I wasn't. She could dribble a basketball and I was like not coordinated in those ways at all. I could do stats for the basketball team, but I couldn't like actually make it go down the court and get into the basket. She played the drums and she loved to have dance parties. And she was a great aunt. She didn't have children of her own and wasn't married at the time of her death, but she loved her family. But often with depression and struggles like she dealt with, she didn't always feel like she was bringing anything to the table, and that her family, she was a burden to her family and her friends. And when I talk with people that are dealing with depression or struggling with suicidal thoughts, I hear that often, that there's this feeling that the person that is struggling with suicidal thoughts feels like they're a burden and the world would be better without them. But the truth is, even though I know she had struggled, it was still shocking. I had spent most of what I remember of my life loving her, cheering her on, hoping that she would find that ultimate peace and see the beauty we all saw in her, and also accept her flaws. And so the day that we found out that she had been gone for a few days, my brother found her at my parents' home while my parents were here visiting me. There was something in me that broke in a way that I hadn't felt before. I had felt grief. I had lost a grandmother that I loved. I had lost a baby sister when I was 10 that I loved. I had lost a grandparent. I had lost a father-in-law that was dear. I had lost friends in high school. But there was something different about this. And I think the thing that we talked about most often was I wanted to save her from her self-doubt. I wanted to talk her out of her depressions. And I wanted to convince her that all the things that were imperfect about her were fine and okay. And I loved her anyways. And so when I have the opportunity to talk to anyone that's dealing with depression or suicidal thoughts, I emphatically tell them that they are not a burden. And when you deal with something chronically for years and years and years, the dynamics within a family get complicated. Our family had watched her struggle and rally and struggle and rally. And so I can understand why in her thinking she thought it was just too much, because it had become too much for her. But when I have the chance to talk about suicide now and my own grief this year and feeling like it could almost overtake me, and that life sometimes has felt too hard. I have literally been brought to my knees in pleading that the Lord will help me see that being in this body, on this earth at this time, is where I am supposed to be. And so when someone is in that place where they're like, I'm done, I can't deal with the reality of my thinking or my depression or my family situation, not one more minute, not one more hour, not one more day, I say, hope is never lost. But I think it's more important than ever now that we share that message anytime we can. That hope isn't never lost, and that there's always room for healing, and that we need to stay in these bodies. And that's not always fun or easy. And sometimes the struggles seem to go on and on and on. And I don't even know what part is grief, and I don't know what part is everyday life, and I don't know what part is just me not figuring it out. But help me be okay that I'm not perfect. That's the biggest gift my sister's given me. In her death, that I would have kept her forever and ever just the way she was, with all of her flaws. And I think I knew her pretty well. I knew many, if not most, of the struggles that she kept privately, maybe from others. And I know she would want me to keep trying. And so I do.